Happy Vlogmas / Bookmas. My name's Kayla and this is On the Fritz, where I talk about books in a hot mess fashion. But today I'm going to talk about my favorite Christmas movies.
Get those chestnuts away from my face.
First on my list is probably my favorite Christmas movie, and that is The Grinch with Jim Carrey in it. So not only is this like one of my favorite Christmas movies, but it's one of my favorite movies in general. I love that the extra background we get on the Grinch, that he was maybe a what, not a who, and he floated in, and I just love all that, and just think Jim Carrey did obviously an amazing job at the Grinch. Love it so much. Perfection in my eyes. Next is a favorite in our house, and that is Four Christmases. This has Reese Witherspoon and what's his name? And this is the one where the couple, both of their parents are divorced and they don't believe in marriage, and so they're in like a long-term relationship, but they don't want to get married, and every holiday they pretend that they're off doing charity work when really they're going on this bougie vacation, and they get caught by the camera crew. And so they have to go and visit their family, and it's so funny because like they both kept their childhoods and their families, like they never met each other's families before. They just cut that out of their life, so it's kind of like they see this new side of each other and get to know each other a little bit better, even though they've been in a long-term committed relationship. And it's just so funny. My husband and I, we love this movie. We're both products of divorce, so it's funny for us, but some people might not like it, I guess, but I think the show does a really good job portraying having to visit multiple houses all on Christmas Day. Next is another favorite overall, and including Christmas, and that is Home Alone. The first one, my husband is partial to the second one in New York City, but I've always loved Home Alone. This is the classic where little boy wishes his family would disappear, and they wake up late they're flying out to like Hawaii or something, and they forget him because there's a large family, and there's like all the cousins and uncles and all the relatives are trying to leave the house, and they're counting heads, and they count like the neighbor boy, and they accidentally leave him, and he's like the youngest of the family of like 5, I think. And so he knows how to like pull pranks and do things when the wet bandits try to rob their house. Another favorite of mine is A Muppet's Christmas Carol. I love the Muppets, in case you didn't know that about me. A Muppet's Christmas Carol is one of my favorite Muppet movies. Probably like tied with Muppet Treasure Island, but this is obviously the classic Christmas carol told by the Muppets. I'm not sure how many versions of this movie there are out there. I'm sure there's tons, but this is my favorite one out there. And if you haven't seen it, you definitely should. Another favorite, I think this is a favorite that's on everyone's list, and that is Elf with, I can't think of everyone's name.
Reese Witherspoon, Will Ferrell.
Is Elf with Will Ferrell. This is the story of the baby that crawls into Santa's present bag on Christmas, and he gets taken to the North Pole, and he's raised by an elf, and so he thinks he's an elf up until like he's, I don't know, 30 something, and then he finally finds out, and he decides to travel to the land of New York City and find his birth dad. Okay, then as far as like the childhood classics, like the claymation or the animation ones, my favorite is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's probably the only one I ever do watch. And then animated wise, Frosty the Snowman, but I mostly just watch Rudolph because that's my favorite of the bunch. But I wanted to mention, so like with TV shows, like the holiday, like there's a lot of shows that do holiday episodes, and some of my 2 favorite holiday episodes are from that '70s show, I believe it's season 4 when Eric and Donna are broken up. And Eric's mom signs him up to direct the Christmas pageant at their church to like cheer him up. And then all the friends are just being dinks and not listening to him. And Kelso like falls asleep, and they do a scene where it is in claymation, and it's like he's having a dream, but it's in claymation, and it has like the little drummer boy, Rudolph. And then my favorite Office Christmas party episode is from season 2 when they're doing like the Yankee swap, and Michael, like they're opening their presents, and Michael gives Ryan an iPod, and then he gets a homemade oven mitt from Phyllis, and he just gets pissed off, and then he decides at the last minute to do like Yankee swap. So originally it was like Secret Santa, and he changed his mind to Yankee swap, and and then like later on, like the party just derails, and he goes and buys like 8 handles of vodka, and they all get drunk, and that's season 2 is just pure gold for me for The Office, and so that's my favorite Christmas episode of The Office. So yeah, those are all my favorites. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. There's a lot that I do like to watch, but these are like my faves. So let me know some of your favorites down below. You can find social media information down below. If you want to be friends on other places, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.